a man in his 70s died in January from a disease most people in Taiwan had never heard of. The cause was Hantavirus, transmitted by rats, and the virus triggered septic shock that shut down his organs within days. He lived in Dian District, one of Taipei's wealthiest neighborhoods. By early May, a second person had contracted the virus, and the city government was rushing poison across every district in the capital. But the cure might be worse than the disease. Activist groups are now warning that Taipei's aggressive response, flooding the city with rodenticide, could create exactly what no one wants: rats that can't be killed. The overuse of poison doesn't just kill rats. It teaches them. Survivors develop resistance, and their offspring inherit it. What starts as an extermination campaign ends as an evolutionary accelerator, breeding a population of rodents immune to the very chemicals the city is betting on. The crisis didn't come out of nowhere. For years, Taipei has wrestled with a fundamental infrastructure problem: where do people throw things away? The city famously removed most public trash cans to stop residents from dumping household garbage in them, a move that worked for waste management but left streets with almost nowhere for pedestrians to discard even a receipt. That vacuum created scattered food waste, and food waste attracts rats. Meanwhile, the trash that does accumulate, around the few remaining bins, near food vendors, in alleys, sits longer and feeds more rodents. It's not that Taipei is dirty. It's that the city's waste system, designed for discipline and efficiency, left gaps that rats exploit better than people do. Now the government is deploying what it calls rodent control specialists to help residents manage infestations, and running citywide sanitation sweeps across all 12 districts. The response is comprehensive, visible, and according to ecologists, potentially catastrophic. Poison works in the short term. It kills the rats you see today. But rats breed fast, and the ones that survive a sublethal dose pass that resistance forward. Within a few generations, you're not fighting the same species anymore. You're fighting a version of it that evolved specifically to outlast your method. The hantavirus cases are what made this political. The January death was Taiwan's first confirmed hantavirus fatality of the year, and it happened in a part of the city where people expect problems like this to stay invisible. When the second case emerged in May, the pressure to act became overwhelming. But acting fast and acting smart are not the same thing. The poison blitz feels decisive, but it's also exactly the kind of single-method approach that public health experts warn against. Rats don't disappear because you want them to. They disappear when you remove food, seal entry points, and disrupt their habitat over time. Poison is a shortcut that works once. What makes this harder is that the alternative requires coordination most cities struggle with. You need every restaurant to manage waste the same way. Every construction site to seal gaps. Every resident to stop leaving food in reachable places. Taipei has the civic discipline to do this. It's one of the cleanest cities in Asia, but discipline takes time, and time is what politicians don't have when people are dying from a virus most voters didn't know existed a few months ago. The real test comes next year. If the poison works and the rat population crashes, the city will claim victory. If it works partially and the survivors become resistant, Taipei will face a rodent population that's not just resilient but unkillable by the tools the government just spent millions distributing. And if that happens, the crisis won't be about rats anymore. It'll be about whether a city can reverse a biological mistake it made while trying to prove it was in control.